Straight up, you're focusing on the wrong things. You're not overwhelmed because it's not working. You see that business you started? It's not working because you're just not good enough. You're not frustrated because you're not good enough. You're not frustrated because your product's not good enough, your business not good enough, you don't know how to market. You're not frustrated because it's not working. You're frustrated because you're focusing on the wrong things. Shift your mindset, change your perspective, and a whole world of answers will open up for you because you already know exactly what you need to do. You just don't think about it. That's just the world we live in now. It's mental warfare. Like, your brain has been stagnated. It's stuck on sleep mode. You can't seem to manifest anything because you keep focusing on what's happening outside of you, not what's happening inside of you, right? And that's where it all starts. It's not impossible because you just can't do it. It's not impossible because you're just focusing on the wrong things. Stop focusing on everything bad that's happening outside of you. You can't control that. Not yet. But you could control what's happening inside of you. And that's going to change what's happening outside of you and around you. So shift your focus, shift your perspective. There's a big difference between focusing on your problems and focusing on your solutions. You can't even think of how to get out of the situation that you're in because you're focusing on the bullshit of the situation, not the solutions behind it. Every bond in the universe, no matter how minuscule or strong, has its strength determined by the amount of tension it can handle. Tension is the act of applying force to something or having something stretched tight. So when you really consider it, tension has an effect on everything. Chemical bonds, family bonds, molecular structure, bridge construction, weave glue, and natural hair, meaning the strength of the glue and the tightness of your coils. So you too must use the right tension to keep your goals on point as you push through the struggle it takes to achieve them. Here's where we have to get more specific. So you might be wondering, what does tension have to do with anything? What does it have to do with me achieving my goals? Shit, you may even be saying, this man gone off, this man crazy, what he talking about? What is this talking about? You see, the disconnect is created when we let our subconscious mind run unchecked. So we always have this fight, this pull and push between or and, right? Yeah, you heard that right. Or and. Many things in life seem to be presented as a choice we have to make between one or the other. Hot or cold, dry or wet, good or bad, cute or ugly. The thing is, right, we have always had a third option, but not everyone sees it. I heard a quote from a cool dude I went to do a side quest with just to pull in some extra cash. He said he read it in a book a long time ago, and it stuck with him since. And as I stood on his house roof, gleaming down at him, I just knew it was gonna be something fire because he was a cool dude. He said, "There's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothes." Immediately, it resonated with me. As I typed the notes for this episode, I was reminded that you must have hot for cold to exist, or else it would just be regular. You know what I'm saying? We need both negative and positive to exist. There's a time to be dry and a time to be wet, but you need to be wet so that you can smell good when you're dry, because that's what happens when you take a shower, right? And you need to moisturize your cells, your skin cells, so that you look nice when you're dry, right? You could literally seek to do good all your life, and there will always be some bad shit that has to happen for you to learn, or something bad that you inflicted on somebody, whether consciously or subconsciously, willfully, by accident, whatever. I think I'm Pretty Flacco Jr., the most handsome guy I know. Me. But best believe somebody somewhere thinks that I'm ugly. You must have both to exist. It's not a push and pull. Both of them just exist. My point is, there's no binary choice for either or. Most people think there is because life presents itself as binary most times. But when you revisit that idea with your conscious mind, keeping your subconscious mind in check, you realize everything just is. Everything just is. It just is. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. You determine whether it's good or bad based on your perspective and how your mindset is wired, right? Follow me. There's no real choice here. We need both to exist for any of them to exist. So I said all of this to say, when it comes to using tension to keep your life in check, you mustn't split your decisions based on the idea that one type of tension is more important than another. I'm talking about attention versus intention. Neuro Knowledge and Bob Proctor brought these ideas to my conscious attention. And it really helped me understand why I was getting the results I was. So I started thinking about fixing my results. By increasing my focus on the things that I want to achieve. And as someone inspired by them, I just can't get past the concept that keeps nagging at me that it should never be or, it should always be and. Gary Vee taught me that. Like, never or, it's always and, not or. And let me tell you something, if you truly live your life like that, then your cortisol levels will always be low. Trust. I remember the last time I stressed about something. It feels like a distant memory now. See, attention basically covers what you focus on, but your ability to maintain focus on whatever that is also makes a very big difference, clearly. And if you have a goal, whatever that goal might be, you could always achieve it with the right consistency of attention. This is true, I know. It doesn't matter what your intention is, or does it? You see, I thought about it over and over again. If I have a goal and I really want this thing to happen, I really do, for whatever underlying reason, then it actually matters what my intention is. For example, I want to grow my wine business to a global brand so that I could invest in my home country and make it such a nice place that the people that grow up there actually enjoy growing up there and want to stay there and improve the country over time, right? Without having to feel like they need to travel for external validation. Now, traveling is always good, don't get me wrong, but you shouldn't feel like, oh, I have to leave this place, I feel like I'm trapped, or whatever, right? That's my goal. We're going to fix that problem, right? At least for the next 200 years. So this means that my goal is not only driven by my ability to focus on it, but the reason I want to achieve this thing, because that will help me to focus on it even more, and that will help me to maintain focus on the goal, right? It's kind of like doing a job for a company that you don't care about versus doing something for yourself, right? If you just work in a job, and you have something to finish, okay, let's say for example you have an editing job to finish, but it's just for this big company, this big corporate, you don't really care that much about the goal, to be honest. It's just a job, especially if you have an annoying team. But if it's your project, if you're covering somebody's wedding for the first time and you really want to prove yourself, 110% you will lock in to the fullest, to the max. This means that my goal is not only driven by my ability to focus on my goal, by paying attention to it, but also through my will to achieve it based on my intention. That's the conclusion I came to. And it was burning inside me to do this video, to get this idea out there. The most effective way to achieve your goals is attention and intention, not attention over intention. Because when you put both things together to work for you, you definitely cannot lose. You cannot lose because they both fuel each other. Because like Bob and Nero said, you can intend to want a certain outcome as bad as you want. It doesn't matter if you don't give it the right attention it needs to manifest. It doesn't matter what your intention is. It doesn't matter. If you don't give it the right attention, it will never manifest. So I wanted to add to it and say, well, if I could give this thing all my attention, if I also have the right intention, then I would not just get the result I want, but also the impact I want. And if I let that fuel my desire to achieve it, then I would have the willpower to achieve it and keep going and push through every obstacle because my intention is set, not just my attention. Because you can focus on something that you don't care about, but when you focus on something that you do care about, nobody can stop you, which is why you hear all this talk now of do what you love, focus on your passions, da-da-da-da-da. It's true. If you work a software job, but you work for a company that doesn't give a shit about you, and all they care about is goals, and you know they would fire you the minute you don't achieve it. You actually, I don't know what your intentions would be, but for me, I wouldn't really care too much about the job. I would definitely, do something. I would still perform, but I wouldn't care about it as much as I would for my own company, if that's something I was into. But this is no advice. I'm just a guy trying to get your mind right and help you achieve these goals so that you could actually create the life you want. So you don't have to listen to nothing. Actually, you should challenge everything. Challenge everything. Rethink everything. Look into it. Check your mans twice. You know what I mean? But attention and intention will make you unstoppable. If you just have attention, you might achieve something, but it won't be meaningful. It won't be lasting because your intention behind it was just not there. You didn't have the right intentions, right? Or you had no intention. You were just doing it because somebody told you to do it or whatever. Focus your goals with attention and intention. Then you become unstoppable. How many times you did a project in school? Just think back to when you were in high school at least. Everybody had been to high school at least, or you might be in high school right now watching this video. Think about a time where you had something to complete, some kind of assignment to complete for like any subject, and it's a subject that you didn't care about. For me, chemistry was like the hardest subject for me. Like that shit used to beat my ass. I would be trying to place attention on this shit, but I never really cared for the subject, to be honest. You know what I mean? So my intention was just get past this one test. You know, it wasn't to actually get great at chemistry. So it was very hard for me to pass anything. But for biology, I actually loved it. So like I was about that shit. Like I could not fail anything. Like I never failed no biology shit. I don't think so. Once you have attention and intention together, you'll achieve a lot more for sure. No advice, just a guy trying to help you level up your life, level up your mindset. So it's all you.